What is the dumbest thing you believed as a child? The government turns off the light at nighttime. If you kiss, you get pregnant. That my hamster escaped my house and went to get a haircut. Spoiler alert, it died, and parents bought a new hamster. Still can't believe I fell for that. I believe that all adults could read minds, and I didn't just believe it, I knew it. My theory was that all adults could read minds, but they would pretend not to know some things so that kids wouldn't figure it out. Then, on your 18th birthday, your parents would sit you down and explain everything to you, and you would develop the ability to read minds. As I grew up, I let go of that belief, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly disappointed on my 18th birthday. We've all been told not to swim for 30 minutes after eating because you'll get cramps. I misheard this as a child and thought that you'd get crabs in your stomach. I thought that somehow the food attracted crabs in the water and they'd get into your stomach somehow. Having handled blue crabs, I didn't want that in my tummy. They use camels in the desert because they can store water in their humps. I thought that meant that the people traveling with the camels could somehow get water to drink from the camel's hump. Not that it meant they wouldn't have to find water for their camels to drink. I thought that actors are coming back to the studio every time they rerun the show. I was so amazed that they can do this thing over and over again. Plus, I thought that they don't poop. I always had imagined how would Angelina Jolie poop. Like, no way she is doing that. That I'm part First Nations. We went to visit my absentee grandmother when I was about 6. My grandparents divorced when my mom was a child. My grandfather was awarded custody, and my mom didn't have much of a relationship with her mother. She was living on a reserve, and I honestly just assumed she was native. And therefore, so was I. I believed this for 40 years. Turns out she was living with a boyfriend there. I believed that women could only have a baby if they were married. Thought that extramarital sex was a modern thing. That people in the past did not participate in such debauchery. Thought that if I laid in bed, flat on my back with my hands folded across my chest, I would die because this is how bodies are displayed in caskets during funerals. I was so excited one year when Mommy and Santa had the same wrapping paper. Mommy, isn't that cool? I was a simple child, Lamau. Not me, but my son. We were at the zoo as a family and we made a bathroom stop. I came out and my husband and son were already finished and waiting for me. My son was absolutely dissolved in tears. I asked what happened and my husband could not even get the words out because he was laughing so hard. Finally, my son wailed, "Daddy said you don't pee out your butt, but you do." We had a brief anatomy lesson after that, LOL. He knew boys, or those born considered boys, had penises, but we forgot to mention that not having a penis doesn't mean you have nothing in that place. I spent a lot of time at my nan's house when I was small and she had this big old record player unit on which she played her old LPs on. It had a weird little hatch at the back. Well, I'd watch the Beatles' Help, film with her, and with my vivid imagination, I somehow thought it was possible that the Beatles were tiny and lived in that record player, and the little hatch was the door where they came out at night. I believed that the music you hear in a restaurant was a live band playing on the next floor up. I would look up at the ceiling and yell for the band to play certain songs ranging from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to Thriller. Imagine going out to eat and seeing a little kid yelling, "Puff the Magic Dragon!" at the ceiling, and that was me. I knew movies and shows were fake, but still believed the actors' names were their characters' names, i.e. Harry Potter's real name is Harry Potter. When I learned it was Daniel, I was appalled. Also thought animated characters who had 0 lines still had a voice actor standing in the studio just in case the character decided to speak. That I was going to run into quicksand danger so many times. I live in Ireland, in a small ass town with not even a beach nearby. Also was fully convinced I was going to go missing in the Bermuda Triangle. My brother told me that the McDonald's mascot, the Hamburglar, was what Satan looked like. To this day, I still associate the two. Thank you for watching this video. Write your comments and don't forget to subscribe.